What's going on, YouTube, fam? This your boy Tony 2 times, and we back with another episode of Hood Tales, man. Before I start, be sure to tap that like button. Definitely watch this video to the end to hear the full story and all the details in the case. Everything in this video is alleged. For all the day one, fam, y'all already know it's all love. Thanks for tuning back into another episode. If you're new to the channel and you feeling the content, feel free to subscribe. Definitely hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time we drop a new video. Oh yeah, feel free to share the channel with your peoples. Everybody is welcome. Let's get right into the story. When most men become fathers, it changes their outlook on life. Now you can't just worry about yourself no more. You have another person to take care of that will depend on you for all their needs, at least for the next 18 years. As a parent, no matter if the Most High blesses you with a boy or a girl, we love our seed and try to be the best versions of ourselves for them. But for most fathers, deep inside, we all want at least one son. It's nothing like a little mini version of yourself running around, looking up to you. You could teach your son things you might not have been taught, put him in sports, talk to him about becoming a young man and how to navigate this crazy world. That father-son bond usually runs deep, especially if he is your namesake. But as most young men enter those teen years, something changes in them. They start gravitating to friends more or relationships outside of the household. Your once little son is now looking at you eye to eye and could in his mind feel like you did everything wrong in raising him. Even though it's no guidebook to raising kids and we all do the best with the hand we are dealt. Most young men start bucking at a certain age. Whether it's coming home late, trying to run the streets, not following rules at home, it's all just growing pains at the end of the day. We all go through them. And most grow out of that. You start to get older and understand the sacrifices your parents made to keep you fed, clothed, and warm. But as a parent, we never look at our kids as an enemy or a threat until they become one. And on this episode of Hood Tales, we'll be taking it to Jacksonville, Florida to discuss a case of a teen accused of getting his homie to take the life of his father, then doubling back to get rid of him as well. Back in 2022, 32-year-old Shane Payne Sr. was navigating life in Jacksonville, Florida. Shane had made a name for himself, and whatever he was into, he had motion. The man had an early start with fatherhood, at the time having 6 kids, with his oldest son being 15-year-old Shane Payne Jr. Shane was stated to live for his kids, rather putting them in sports, buying them the latest fashion, and putting them up in a nice home in a nice neighborhood in Jacksonville. Shane Sr. was into the popular Jacksonville music scene and was a part of Mob Way Music Group. It seemed everything was lining up for the man. He was able to feed his family, travel, take care of his wife, even extend his hand to his friends and day one homies. But on August 3rd, 2022, that all came crashing down. Shane was at his home in the 6800 block of Sandal Drive. All of his kids were at the home as well, including his oldest son, Shane Jr. It was getting late into the night, around about 11 p.m. So Shane Sr. was in his bedroom when out of nowhere, a masked gunman walked in the house and went straight to Shane Sr.'s room and let off multiple shots before fleeing the home and hopping in a Hyundai, fleeing the scene. As Jacksonville police responded to the call of shots fired, they came to the location to find Shane Sr. suffering from multiple gunshot wounds, and he would unfortunately pass away at the scene. Police located 9mm shell casings but had no motives or suspects. They talked to the oldest kid who was at home, Shane Jr., who stated somebody walked in the house with a shiesty ski mask on, opened fire on his father, then ran out. But the younger Shane stated he had no idea who would do that to his father or why. The rest of the family instantly felt something wasn't right and it was a setup, stating somebody kept throwing rocks at the door until Shane Jr. answered and then the gunman ran in. But with nobody able to identify the shooter and no leads, police was stuck. Just a few days later, after the hit on Shane Sr. on August 6, 2022, Jacksonville police responded to a call on the 4800 block of Ortega Farms Boulevard. A person who was walking called at the spot and a person laying on the ground. When police got to the scene, they realized the person had been shot in the head and unfortunately was pronounced gone. It was a 16-year-old boy named Timothy Dixon. No one saw the incident, but police again found 9mm shell casings at the scene and also Timothy's cell phone. As detectives got phone records, allegedly, they showed text messages between Timothy and Shane Jr. It seemed the two young men were very close and once were neighbors. On the same morning Timothy was hit, phone records indicated Shane Jr. called him multiple times between 1 a.m. and 1:30 a.m. It was determined Timothy was shot just a few minutes later, indicating Shane Jr. was the last person he talked to. Also in Timothy's search history was a shiesty mask and screenshots of GPS directions, which led to the home where Shane Sr. was hit at. This made police look a little deeper. Further investigation showed Timothy's phone was even connected to the Payne's family's Wi-Fi the day Shane Sr. was shot, and showed later that night Shane Jr. calling Timothy just minutes before the shooting and minutes after. Timothy's phone location showed he traveled from the Payne's home to the Ortega apartment complex, where his body was found days later. Police had a suspicion the two cases were connected. Surveillance footage even showed what appeared to be a practice run done by Timothy to Shane's home at about 5 p.m. the day of the incident. But police would catch their biggest break on August 13th, 2022, when someone opened fire on a crowd of people on Philip Randolph Boulevard. Fortunately, no one was hit, but police again recovered 9mm shell casings, the same caliber found at the last crime scenes. Tests were done and it was determined all the bullets were fired from the same gun, and people in the crowd pointed out the shooter as none other than 15-year-old Shane Jr. But the young man would stay free as everything was circumstantial. Fast forward to 2023, Shane Jr. would get jammed up again on a home invasion, robbery, and kidnapping charge. While in custody, detectives started putting everything together, and tips also came in. They alleged Shane Jr. enlisted the help of his friend Timothy to take the life of his own father. Then after that night, he went to tie up loose ends and hit Timothy himself. Then just 7 days later, was caught on surveillance shooting in a crowd. Police went to the jail to confront Shane with the evidence. They asked the young man about the text messages between him and Timothy the night his father was hit, and the night Timothy himself was also hit. Shane admitted Timothy was his homie, and they often hung out and spoke on the phone. He claimed he called Timothy the night of the incident because he was going to be in the apartment complex getting his hair cut, and he wanted to holler at his homie. Shane stated after his cousin cut his hair, he called Timothy before calling his mother to come get him and take him home. But he claimed that's the last time he spoke to the young man, and he was alive and well. When police talked to Shane's cousin, he agreed he did cut the young man's head, but he stated he don't remember what time or what day it was. As for his father's slang, Shane claimed he still didn't have any information. Eventually, Shane was hit with new charges. While still in custody, now facing 2 counts of second-degree hit on top of his original charges. Now 17 years old, the young man maintains he had nothing to do with the hits and he is innocent until proven otherwise. Rest in peace to Shane Sr. and Timothy. I send my prayers and condolences to all families impacted. This is a crazy situation. There's no motives on why this allegedly happened. But I'm going to leave this one open for discussion. Do y'all think Jacksonville police is reaching because Shane Jr. name was hot and caught up in a lot of other stuff? Or do y'all think at 15 years old, this young man was that cold to put a hit out on his own father, who clothed him, put food in his mouth and shelter, and then turned around and got rid of his friend who did his dirty work? Let me know in the comments. And remember, we got to succeed, not to fail, so we won't be just another hood tale. Yeah, man, rest in peace to Shane Sr. and Timothy. This was a wild one, but I ain't going to talk too much more about this one because I want to know what y'all think. Y'all got to excuse my voice. I'm a little under the weather, so y'all bear with this video. But I appreciate you if you made it to the end. This another episode of Hood Tales. This your boy Tony 2 times. Love, fam. I'm out.